Imagine if manufacturing automation was simple. Introducing Vention. One platform to design, automate, order, and deploy manufacturing equipment in days. Design automated equipment.
For this one, I'm gonna try and synthesize a bouncy ball. To get things started, I'll add about 300 mils of water to a beaker, and I'll turn on the stirring. Now, I can dump in some sodium hydroxide drain cleaner, and I have to wait for it all to dissolve. When I didn't see any left, I turned on the hot plate, and I waited for it to heat up. It now seems pretty good, and I can start adding some sulfur. I'll do it slowly to not mess up the stirring, and in total, I'll add about 30 grams. At first, it doesn't seem like much is happening, but the sulfur is supposed to be reacting with the sodium hydroxide. The sulfur should be turning into a mixture of molecules called polysulfides, which are soluble in water. This process is really slow though, and it took about 30 minutes for most of it to react. I'm eventually left with this dark orange mixture, and when I turn off the stirring, all of the unreacted sulfur sinks to the bottom. To get rid of this sulfur, I'll get another beaker, and I'll pour out just the dark liquid. I'll also add a stir bar, and what I have to do next is wait for it to cool down. This ended up taking about 40 minutes, and now it's finally time to make the bouncy ball. To do this, I just need to add something called 1,2-dichloroethane. It again didn't look like much was happening, but then the color quickly changed, and I started seeing some solid stuff. This was all something called thiokol rubber, and now I basically just had to wait. For a while, it kind of just looked like a mess, but then it started clumping up into a chunk that was rolling around the beaker. Over the next 20 minutes, it slowly got bigger and bigger, and when I felt that it was done, I turned off the stirring. What I had to do next was pull it out, and I was really hoping to see a nice ball. However, it was a lot more rectangular than I expected. I then washed it in some water to try and get rid of some of the chemicals. So now, after all that work, I have a little rubbery cube. It isn't as round as I was hoping for, but it's still really squishy, and I think it should be able to bounce. Okay, so I don't think I can call it a bouncy ball, and it's more like a kind of bouncy cube.
Febreze small spaces. Press firmly and watch it get to
You guys know how it is when you buy a new Mac. It's super fast at first, and then pretty soon after it starts to slow down. That's probably
So I recently had a go at chemistry, but my lack of knowledge and following no tutorials, I didn't know what to do. Okay, this is just painful to watch. I'm gonna follow some Red tutorials to see how it's done. Making a nuclear reactor in my parents' garage? Okay, he must be joking.
Today I'm going to make a nuclear reactor.
He's joking.
In my parents' garage.
He's still joking.
Here is my uranium I'm going to use.
No.
And I just bought it on eBay.
You can't buy... What? How is this legal?
It wasn't enough though, so I snuck into the abandoned Chernobyl military lab in
He did
Pripyat,
what?
Ukraine to steal some leftover uranium from 1986.
How is this guy still alive?
I didn't like being told what to do, so I also stole some cesium from Russia.
Why though?
If I dropped this, it would be catastrophic.
It just ends? Can I just try something else? Oh, this looks cool.
So I just add some concentrated sulfuric acid, then sprinkle on some potassium permanganate.
Okay, I can actually follow this. Totally didn't do this in my backyard. That worked pretty well.
But the coolest part is when I slowed it down, it kind of looked like a mini nuclear explosion, and that's what gave me the idea to make a nuclear bomb in my parents' garage.
Okay, this guy has a problem.
Step 1.
This should not be a tutorial.
Crush the uranium rocks in a mortar and Step 2. This wasn't working, so I asked Mark Rober to come help. Step 3. You gotta start off by using a gas centrifuge enrichment by UF6 gas.
Okay, that is
Centrifuge
not a
machines
garage.
are interconnected to form trains and cascades. Step 6.
What?
The final withdrawal point was easy. The UF6 was enriched to the desired amount. Step 7. Now this
Seriously?
is the fun part. We made some yellow cake and I gotta say, it tasted very high quality. Step 8. Mark Rober designed the nuke. I'll share the link in the description for you guys. So anyway, we started loading the uranium. Step 9. My parents' garage got a little crowded to test the nuke, so we sadly had to move to a bigger location and start preparing. Step 10. Now we release the nuke. May this be a revolutionary step for at-home amateur chemistry.
Yeah, okay. Nah, I think I'm done. I'm done watching Red tutorials. I don't think I want to follow along.
Looking for royalty-free music? Discover Epidemic Sound. Get the safest music subscription.
The new best way to make money online that nobody
For this video, I'm going to try turning this penny into gold, which is something that I've always wanted to do. The first step is to clean the penny, and all I need is some vinegar and some salt. As it sits there, the oxides are getting slowly removed, and while I wait for that to happen, I'll get something else ready. For this mixture, I'll start with some water, and I need to dissolve some sodium hydroxide drain cleaner. When this is all gone, I just have to dump in some zinc metal and turn on the hot plate, and that's basically it. Now, coming back to the penny, it's looking pretty good, and I'll just quickly wash it off and drop it into the zinc mixture. As it sits there, the penny is slowly getting coated with zinc metal. It's now been about 20 minutes, and it looks like it's been completely covered. What I have now is a completely silver penny, which I think is pretty cool. I still think gold is better though, so I dropped it onto a hot plate and cranked up the heat. As it warms up, it slowly changes color, and eventually, it's completely gold. Unfortunately though, even if it really looks like it isn't real gold. It's actually brass, and it formed because the heat caused the zinc coating to combine with the copper in the penny. Just for fun, I decided to make a whole bunch more, but I have no idea what to do with them.